Thank you. Mr. Green?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank the witnesses for appearing. And I'm also very grateful that I live in a country where no one is above the law. And I'm especially grateful to God that I live in a country where no one is beneath the law. If there is one among you who believes that banks do not break the law, would you kindly extend a hand into the air? I take it from the absence of hands in the air that there are none among you, and I ask that the record reflect that no one believes on this panel that banks do not break the law. Mr. Blanton and Mr. Isaac, there was a case that has been mentioned out of North Carolina, a case that involved hundreds of consumer complaints, as was indicated by Ms. Saunders, a case that involved many, many complaints from banks, a case wherein a settlement was made for $1.2 million. This bank received $850,000 in fees. The Justice Department interceded, and as a result, there was some redress. I hope it won't surprise you to know that earlier today there was a witness present from the Justice Department who indicated that but for this Operation Choke Point, that settlement would not have taken place. So I ask you, my dear friends, Mr. Isaac, do you have any disagreement with the settlement against Four Oaks Bank? Mr. Isaac?
I'm not intimately familiar with the case, but
right.
I understand that there was some fairly egregious behavior there, and I believe that that there should have been action taken. And
Thank you very much.
And I don't believe that Operation.
Let me, if I may, go to my next witness, and I'll come back to you.
Could I just finish?
Not just yet, if I may, please.
Okay.
I want to accord you every courtesy. I don't mean to be rude, crude, and unrefined, but I have a limited amount of time. Let me now move to Mr. Blanton. Do you find any reason to differ with the way that case was resolved, and do you find that it was appropriate to take action given that banks were complaining against Four Oaks?
Well, from what I understand, I believe that there were instances that happened. I think there were plenty of signs there to indicate that, and I think action happened. Whether or not choke point was a trigger to it.
If I may, let me intercede again because I've got a minute and 40 plus seconds. A witness from the Justice Department, I can accord you his name for edification purposes, Mr. Deliri, Assistant Attorney General, Department of Justice, indicated that it was Operation Choke Point that gave them the opportunity to bring to justice this circumstance. I have read the bill that you both favor, and I respect my colleagues. But are you desiring to put banks in a position such that they cannot answer for unlawful conduct, Mr. Isaac? Is that your desire?
Of course not. I prosecuted.
Is that your desire?
I prosecuted a lot of.
Mr. Blanton, is that your desire? Is that your desire?
No, sir, it's not.
Well, this bill produces more than a safe harbor. It provides an escape from liability.
I would say, though, if the bank was doing its job properly.
Well, the bank wasn't doing its job properly, and that's why you and I are having this discussion. It wasn't doing its job properly. Do you want banks to just have an absolute get-out-of-jail-free card so that they can take advantage of consumers? You heard Ms. Saunders talk about the hundreds of consumer complaints. Ms. Saunders, is that correct? Were you correct when you said that?
I was quoting from the complaint in the Four Oaks case, yes.
Could you pull your microphone a little bit closer?
Sure. Yes, I was taking those facts from the complaint in the Four Oaks case.
And do you concur that it was necessary for the Justice Department to intercede?
Absolutely. They stopped a lot of fraud and illegal activity by intervening.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I yield back.